You're listening to the Love Unplugged podcast, episode 71. What are vision boards? Do they actually work? What is the best way to create one? These are all things that I cover on today's Self Saturdays episode. So if you're looking to reset or pivot, given how this year has most likely changed your original goals and plans, creating a vision board is one step you won't want to miss. So without further ado, let's get to it. Hey there, I'm your host, Jessica Fergon, and I am passionate about doing the inner work needed to reach your goals. Let me be your guide as we navigate all the fears and insecurities that surface when it's time to step outside of your comfort zone. Along with my knowledgeable guests and industry experts, I'm here to teach you how to reawaken your life purpose and passion and create the steps to turn your intentions into action. Ultimately, my goal is to empower you to rise above those blocks holding you back and start living a life that you are worthy and deserving of. So come on, it's time to slow down, find a comfy spot with your favorite organic tea, and get inspired. Thank you for tuning in to the Love Unplugged podcast. Happy Saturday morning, loves. I'm super excited to be here chatting with you guys about one of my favorite things, vision boards. I absolutely love creating vision boards. I love bringing my goals and my dreams to life visually and seeing them daily. So as I mentioned in previous episodes, right now I'm focused on resetting, starting from scratch with my goals and action plans, working my own Make Me Proud program, and one of the main components is creating a vision board. Now, I'm a very visual person. I need and love to see things to remain focused. And vision boards do exactly that. They help me really hone in on what I'm trying to achieve or manifest into my life. They help me visualize what I want, but they also help me feel what it's like to already have it, which is a part of manifestation. So I'm working on my vision boards right now, and I thought I would share with you why they are important and what my tips are for creating them. So first of all, what is a vision board? Now, there isn't exactly one version that is a true vision board that everybody has to follow. It can be anything from a piece of paper on the fridge door with a list of things you want in your life. It can be a Pinterest board of pictures that speak to you. It can be a wall-mounted bulletin board full of printed images you've gotten from the internet or the magazines. It really depends on what works best for you, what style or structure helps you most in staying focused on your goals and help you visualize daily or whenever you need to visualize what you are trying to attract or achieve in your life. So basically, vision boards are a visual representation of what you want your life to look and feel like or what you're trying to achieve using images and affirmations. They are meant to inspire and motivate you. So there are no hard rules. It can be anything. If you're trying to achieve a certain income level, or you're wanting to have more rest in your life, or maybe you want to make the perfect apple pie with the thickest, crispiest crust, whatever you're wanting in your life should be on your vision board. No judgments allowed from anybody. Now, is there any science behind vision boards and if they actually work? So visualization is a concept that has been around for a couple decades now. It is based on the law of attraction, which basically states how powerful our mind is and how it can turn our thoughts and desires into reality. So what you're trying to attract has a certain frequency or vibration, and in order to attract it, you must also be on that same frequency or vibration. So like attracts like. And this is what I've always been taught growing up, and it definitely works for me. Now, another example is elite athletes have also used visualization techniques for decades to help them achieve their desired results with success. In fact, I saw one article featuring a neuropsychology study. I don't remember where it was from, but researchers found that the mental training of the physical exercise was almost as effective as the actual physical practice itself. So, that's crazy, right? Now, what is the best way to create a vision board? So here are the steps that I take personally. So you're going to determine your goals by starting to figure out what your values are in your life. Is it health, financial stability, love, etc.? Take time to write down what you want in each of those areas or domains you have identified as priorities or values. So what do you want to achieve in any of them? How do you want to feel? What does it look like? Take some time to really dive deep into what those areas you want from them and what maybe you don't want from them. Like, really look at what's going on in your life and how you want it to change. So for example, for me, my values are health, family, and love, calm, stability, and creativity. So when I look at all those areas, then I kind of hone in on each of them individually. So for each of those domains or areas in my life, I write down exactly what I want to achieve and what does my ideal life look and feel like in each of those areas. Now, the next big thing is to determine why. Why are these so important to you? So you have to really dig deep into this one. Take the time to really question your answers and do not stay surface level here. So if I put love is super important to me, having lots of love in my life, either for myself, with my family, my partner, things like that. Why is that super important to me? Really digging deep. What would my life look like if I didn't have that in my life? How would I feel not having that? Looking back over my life in general, was there something lacking there that is making it super important to me now? Just really diving deep on that. Once you are super clear on your values, your goals, and why they are so important to you, you can then create your vision board. So next, you'll need to determine what type of vision board works best for you. And don't be afraid to try different ways to see what you prefer. I've tried a few different ways, and I've learned that I need to have my vision board in my face whenever I'm in my office or previously my room. I need that constant reminder to raise my vibration and to help me get pumped up to do the work to achieve or attract whatever I'm working towards. So I chose the framed bulletin version, meaning that it's a big framed version that I have up on the wall. And that's because I'm a very visual person and I like things a certain way. I'm a bit picky and I opted for more of a white framed version with a cream linen corkboard finish. Now I know that sounds really high maintenance and all, but that's just the way that I work. I like to have things visually appealing to me, and it just helps me kind of get excited about it and get kind of motivated and whatnot. Now, whatever works for you, that's totally fine. It's individual preferences here. Now, the next thing is the fun part. It's time to pick the pictures. So you're going to set the mood, obviously, play some fun mood-boosting music. Grab a glass of wine or a cup of tea, whatever you prefer. Have some essential oils diffusing and then get ready to be inspired. So you can either buy magazines and cut out the images or quotes that align with what you're trying to achieve. But personally, I found it to be a little bit harder that way. I never quite found a magazine that had a lot of the pictures or quotes and things like that I wanted. So I always had to buy multiple magazines and it got kind of expensive. They're not cheap, right? And you're just cutting them all out. So Pinterest, I found, is the best. So Pinterest is your new best friend if she isn't already. So create a new board on your Pinterest and start pinning away. So pin images of people, places, things, quotes, products, whatever you want that aligns with whatever you're trying to achieve in each of those areas that you identified. And then, if you are doing a wall version like I did, have them all printed in color, of course. Now, I printed all my images and I varied the sizes so that I could organize them nicely on my board. So this is important as originally I printed them all one size and it just kind of looked funny with a bunch of big images that were all the same size on my board. It just didn't really visually look so good. So I found that it's a lot better and it looks a lot nicer when you print them all in different sizes so that you can kind of play around with them. Now, do you want a messy board or a tidy board? So this is up to you again. You can have it completely full, overlapping, and just kind of all over the place. That I've seen boards like that look absolutely amazing. But for me, I chose a tidy board. So mine's a little bit more organized. I'm kind of like Monica from Friends on the inside. So I like everything to kind of have a right angle and to be uniform, but that's just me. You do you, babe. Okay, whatever you want, that works. Now grab a pair of scissors and start cutting your images down to size. Now, if you're like me, I suck at cutting and I always end up going on an angle and just it's not a good scene. So what I do to get really perfect edges is I fold the paper so that the images have a straight line. And then I also include a little bit of the white edge from the actual paper around the image so that it kind of frames it as well. Now, don't start pinning or push pinning or taping the images to your board right away. First of all, you're going to want to organize and play around with the images and how you're setting them. So you can overlap them, you can have them all kind of at different angles, you can do whatever you want, but play around with the images for a little bit before you put them into place. So what I do is I just lay my boards flat on the floor and then I just start organizing and playing around with the different images that I have. And I organize them in certain ways where like I don't have, quotes all in one area. I spread them out, images that have a lot of like white space or lighter colors and things like that. I try to make sure that they're not all in one area. I spread them around so it's kind of all balanced throughout the board. And like words that I have like calm or relax or love or things like that, I kind of organize the text images that I have to be again spread out throughout the board so that they're not all lumped in one area. I just play around with the visual aspects of it and see what speaks to you most. But I definitely try to work different, do a bunch of different movements just to make sure that everything is kind of looking the best. Then when you are done, you can set them with pins. So what I did is I purchased these little white round push pins from Amazon so that they don't take away from the images on my board. But again, there are so many different options on Amazon for push pins. It's insane. So you can have fun with the different ones that they have. They have gold colored ones. They have different shapes. They have wood ones. They have, if you want to even take it up a notch, you can use, fun tape ribbon as well. You can mix that in. You can also add accessories, stickers, fabric swatches, feathers, jewelry. Really just have fun with it and make it your own. Really make it inspiring. And that is pretty much it. I really like to plan mine by years. So for my 37th year, I have one vision board. This is what I'm wanting to achieve this year. And every year I will adjust it as needed. But you could definitely adjust your images on the fly every day if you want. If you find more images that you like, you can do it quarterly, monthly, whatever works best for you. So I hope that this helped you create your own vision board. It's definitely a fun process. I definitely recommend it. It's so great to see your goals and whatever you're trying to achieve come to life visually in front of you. But I would love to see what you guys create. So once you are done, I'd love for you guys to send me a pic on Instagram or even tag me in your post and I'll reshare it. But yeah, I definitely want to see what you guys create. I want to see what your goals are visually. And I would just love to see your creativity. So if you want to connect with me, head on over to Instagram. My handle is Project Love Co. And send me a DM. I love hearing from you guys. You can also connect with me through my website at www.projectloveco.com, where you can sign up for my love letters. So I hope you guys have a wonderful Saturday, and I hope you guys take some time to invest in yourselves today. I'm Jessica, and thanks for tuning in today to Love Unplugged, the podcast. If there are any questions or topics you'd love answered on the show, head on over to www.projectloveco.com and share your request with me. If you haven't yet, go to iTunes and subscribe, rate, and review this podcast and share it with a loved one. Your feedback means the world to me, and the community we've created is what fuels our discussions here. After all, this is all for you. Join me next time for another unplugged conversation.